I don't know, why not? I'm feeling it. So let me go ahead and get this thing pulled up, if it'll pull up. Get this thing pulled up. Hey, look at that. Super professional, right? Let's get this chat popped out. Uh-oh. Don't tell me that we're going to have internet difficulties tonight, because tonight you guys do not want to miss this. All right. What's going on, Mustang Guys 6501? What's going on, everybody? What's up, Fat Boy Fox? Jason in the house. What's going on? So I hope you guys enjoyed the video that I put out today. Man, the first drive in the 65 was freaking epic. That was something that I wish everybody could experience. To have not driven that car since 1997, I do believe, was freaking awesome. With that being said, though, tonight, I want to let you guys know that we're going to take a little bit of a break on the 65, just because I know a lot of you guys didn't come to my channel, subscribe to my channel for first gen Mustang content, if you will. So we're going to start back on the Project Fox. I think it's time, given my situation with my dad's shop and whatnot, his paint booth. We really don't want to get into the summer painting this car. More bugs, more dust, all of that stuff. So tonight we're going to talk about that. There's going to be a couple little hidden clues, if you will, to this video. I'm going to show you guys what we got in today, and we're going to talk about some color schemes for the car. So if you guys don't mind, let's go ahead with the red interior in mind and give me some color options that you think would look good on the Project Fox. And towards the end of the video, I might give you guys a little bit of a hint of what I'm thinking about doing. Yes, so Mustang Guy 6501 says that it was an awesome feeling for sure. It was, guys. God, it has been so freaking long since I've driven that car. It took me back to 1995, 96, whenever I was driving that car, listening to Tracy Chapman, Fast Car. I mean, like Hootie and the Blowfish, like Alice in Chains Grind. I mean, that's the stuff I used to listen to back in the day. It took me right back with no windshield, the car all apart. Like, so one of the funny things that you guys need to understand is back in the day, whenever I drove that car in high school, it was worse than it is now. It did have a windshield and did have operating windows and doors, but that car was a rust bucket back then. So to where it is right now is actually very inspiring. I don't cover this a lot on the channel in my normal videos, because the funny thing is, while you're editing your own videos, you tend to out a lot of stuff that really you kind of want people to know about, but you get rid of it. Well, in the lives, I can kind of be a little more real with you guys. And look, I'm telling you, driving that car really freaking, it took me back, and it did something to me. It brought back a piece of me that I thought was gone and lost forever. And it was so freaking cool to ride in this car again, drive it again, and it run better than it ever has. Well, I say that. I didn't really get on it, but I think it's going to run better than it ever has. It's got a better carburetor on it than it's ever had. It was something special. So thank you guys so much for watching the video and following me through this process. One of the things that I'm very aware of is that car is not very photogenic, if you will. It does not look good on camera. So I completely understand that the thumbnails get old and things like that. But here at some point, probably this year, we're going to put paint on this car and expect to see an influx of new people that like first gen Mustangs. It's sad. It's a sad reality, because right now nobody wants to see that car the way it is. They see it and they're like, oh yeah, some dude's got a first gen Mustang that looks like crap. But my pledge to you guys is that, my promise to you is that I'm going to make this thing look good. It won't be perfect. Nothing I ever do is perfect, but it's going to look good. Pearl white with blue racing stripes. So I'm just going to be straight up with you guys. I'm going to shoot your shit either up or down tonight, and that is going to be an absolute negative for me on that. Hello from Houston, Texas. Thank you so much, Voltron 76. I like the whole Voltron thing, man. That's pretty cool. I'm Voltron 78, if you know what I mean. So I don't really like that. It does look good. It looks good on the first gens. I love that color on like a 65 fastback or something, but not so much for this car. Black. I do like black. So let me ask you guys this. Let's say we were to do a black. What would you want to see? Would you want to see like a pearl black or like a tuxedo black, like Andrew's car, or a straight gloss black, like wet sanded out, buffed out, beautiful color? Like, what would you kind of prefer with that? Because you tend to get more depth out of black if it's straight black. Anytime you add pearls, mica, glass flake, which is actually what's in tuxedo black, you lose a little bit of that depth. Live stream, hell yeah. Yeah, man, we're live tonight. Black with red interior, red pinstripe. Harold, brother, I love that. I absolutely love that idea. I do. That is something I've been toying with. So if you guys don't know, my 93 Mustang that I had was probably, like, I know for a fact, my mom's favorite car that I had. And I wanted to do a tribute car to her. But in saying that, I have to also do what's in my heart as well. Now, something that's funny about parents, they love what you do. They feed off of your passion, your excitement, if you will. And my mom really knew back in the day that I was super passionate about my 93 GT, which was ultra blue and silver, titanium. Beautiful car, and she loved that thing. It was the first nice Mustang that I ever owned. So she was all about it. So I can understand that that would be like her go-to on that, right? But at the same time, what I want to do is I want to show you guys that you can take a normal, I'm giving away a lot here, a normal average kind of color scheme, and you can make it pop. Matter of fact, you can make it badass. It's all about knowing what to do. So I've mentioned this a few times before in my videos, but have you ever seen two cars like pretty much identical, but for some reason your eye like goes towards this car over the other? Well, there's a reason for that. Most of the time it has to do with stance. It has to do with, you know, all the trim being painted and things like that. Most of the time that's what the deal is. What I want to try to do is show you guys it's not so much about the color of your car or even the paint of your car. It's more about, how can I say this? The attention to detail, if you will, on the stance. And when I say stance, I mean like the height of the car and how the wheels sit in the fender wells. That to me is what's more important than anything. And that's what I want to convey to you guys, is remind you that it's not about the color. The color scheme of your car, as bad as you may hate it, is completely irrelevant if you put a badass set of wheels and you lower your car right. I'm telling you now, that is the secret to success. Yeah, so Mustang Guy 6501 says, hit that like button, everybody. White with titanium bottom. Oh man, you got my heart on that one. So that was one of the color schemes that I had thought up whenever I was doing the Retro Fox. And a matter of fact, if you guys remember, if you've been part of the channel for any length of time, that was one of the things that I did to you guys. I tricked you in a sense. I mean, a lot of you guys already knew, but we had a white sealer on the car, and I kind of let everybody believe that that was going to be the actual color of the car. when in reality we had already picked the red. Sorry guys, I live in South Alabama. Yeah, we have to deal with that stuff all the time, so it's really loud. So thought you were going to do a two-tone blue. So Zachary, let me clarify on this. A lot of people thought I was going to do whatever. I thought I was going to do blue. Things change. You do. Look, this is what I want to clarify this. And Zachary, this is nothing against you, okay? But I'm going to kind of go off for just 1 second because people change their minds, right? Your heart leads you in a certain direction sometimes. And I come out saying a blue and silver two-tone paint job was what my mom liked the most, was what I was going to do. Well, behind closed doors, when you guys aren't looking, when I'm inside shedding a tear or two, I'm thinking about my mom and I'm thinking about what she liked and some of the conversations that we had. And it's not one thing. What I have to realize is she would have been proud of anything that I did. She absolutely loved the Retro Fox, like loved it. The Calypso, not so much. I'll be honest with you guys. She did like it and it was a pretty car to her, but the Retro Fox is where it was at. So this is what I'm trying to say here. My heart is leading me in another direction, and probably mainly because I don't really want to change the interior out. I love red interior, and yes, I could put it in the Retro Fox. But guys, the Retro Fox's interior is pretty much, I'm not going to say mint, but I'm going to say in really good condition. So what I don't want to have to do is change out two cars and then have to take all the red interior out of the Project Fox, put it into the Retro Fox, and then make it beautiful. Like, you know what I mean? So my heart has led me in some other directions. But I will tell you guys that it does involve red interior. Damn, late again. Bama 5.0, you are not late, man. We've not really talked about a whole lot. All right, so let's go ahead and read some of these comments, right? So we got 94 people in the house tonight so far. What's up? MJI says, what's up? Coyote Boy says, gloss black. Ford stock black. Gloss black. Wow. I didn't expect that tonight. Did not expect you guys to say black. Gloss black, like 87 Grand National. Now, MJI, why would you throw in a Grand National into our Fox body conversation? The Fox bodies were actually really awesome in a two-tone black setup. So were the Grand Nationals. All right, so let me ask you guys this. Gloss black, red interior, and chrome wheels. Mustang Guy 6501. Mama Brutal has good taste. Yes, Retro Fox is badass. I appreciate that, MJI. So the Retro Fox was done as a tribute car, and a lot of you guys don't remember that or either just don't know that. But the Retro Fox was done as a tribute car to my dad's car and my mom's car. They were both married at the time to each other. Now, that car was bright red with more of a grayish bottom. I actually have one picture of it. Now, the way I did my car was bright vermilion red. So there's 3 different variants of vermilion red, if you guys don't know. And I went with bright vermilion red with titanium silver, which was never actually done on these cars together as a combination. So I did that as kind of a tribute car. And I don't think a lot of guys really know that, but that is true. I did do that. Black cherry. Black cherry is a very beautiful color. Black on top, titanium, red stripe M22. So my thought on that is silver is like the factory silver is, well, hold on, let me back up here. Let me clarify. Titanium silver is almost too bright to go on the black. If you take it back to when these cars were two-tone black and silver, it was actually more of a gray. I don't think that they use the two-tone variant with the titanium silver, which is that color over there. That's very, very bright and a very overpowering color once you respray it and clear coat it. So I'm going to be honest with you. One of the ideas that I had in mind was to redo Andrew's car, right? So if you don't know, uh, during my divorce, I actually gave Andrew the car that I had, which was his car now, the Tuxedo Fox. I gave him that car, and I always wanted that car back because it was absolutely beautiful. It had a really, really dark gray bottom on it. So that's kind of something that I've thought about. I've also thought about like a medium silver or maybe even a dark gray with a silver bottom. I kind of want to go two-tone on this car. So I guess let me ask you, like, your opinion on what do you think about another two-tone car for the channel? Now, do black with charcoal bottom. Guys, I've done that before. The fact that, okay, so please nobody take this wrong. The fact that that is even commented lets me know that you guys, not everybody's aware that I actually painted Andrew's car. Like, that used to be my car. That was my pride and joy back in the day. So that was kind of the reason why I thought about maybe replicating that design, that car. Again, because I feel like you guys missed out on it. I gave that car to Andrew back in the day, and I think about 2014. He's had that car since then. Yes, Andrew's car, exactly. I mean, that's his color setup and color scheme right now. So, gloss black and lettering. So I wouldn't do any lettering in the bottom. More than likely, I have done that in the past. As a matter of fact, back in the late 80s, my dad came up with a little process I like to call for lettering your Mustang GT and your ground effects. It's pretty simple. You spray it with like a gloss black spray paint, and then you immediately come in with a paint paddle wrapped in paper towels or shop rags, and you wipe off the excess with a reducer, and it leaves a perfect imprint in there. No vinyl, none of that. It's all paint. Do you think you will ever own a coupe or vert? So I've owned a coupe and I've owned a vert. I'm not a coupe guy. I know a lot of you guys have coupes. I could blow smoke up your asses right now and tell you that your cars are great and all that type of stuff, but I'm just not really a coupe guy. I don't understand the movement behind them so much. I've seen a lot of coupes I like. I like Andrew's coupes or his coupe, but guys, I'm just not a coupe guy. I just don't see myself paying the money for one. Now, with that being said, if we go back a few years to the old coupe prices, yeah, I would have another coupe. Sure, I'm just not going to pay what they want for a coupe nowadays. So I know a lot of you own coupes and don't think that, like, it doesn't matter what I think anyway, right? Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. For too long now, I have hidden a lot of my opinions and thoughts. If it hurts your feelings, it hurts your feelings, I guess. Hatchback for the win. Yeah, I like a hatchback, but I mean, I can respect a coupe. Like, Andrew's car is pretty to me. That's a good looking car. We actually sat down and we talked about the color scheme on that car, and I was like, you know what, let's just do white, because you cannot go wrong with a white coupe with a set of 03 Cobra wheels. And that's what we did, and I do believe that car is beautiful to me. It really is. But so I guess I need to kind of give you guys a little bit of a backstory, right? So as a kid, we only owned hatchbacks. We never owned a coupe. Also, if you don't know, the oh crap, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, Foxcast just messaged me. I'm sorry. So back in the day, the GTs were the car to have. It wasn't the coupes. The coupes, the only reason you owned a coupe back in the day was whether you wanted to save a little bit of money or you knew that those cars were lighter and you were actually trying to go faster than the GTs. That did happen a few times, but very few people were actually hip to that back then. And your GT was your premium car. You also got to remember they didn't offer tweed and the sport interior in those cars until, if I'm not mistaken, it was 91. So before that, you were left with, like, if you wanted a coupe, Ford screwed you, right? Like, if you were just in love with them from the beginning, you got the shitty interior up until I think it was 91. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. But look, we can't deny that coupes are bringing the money right now. So 93 yellow. Let's go through a few of the colors. All right, Velocity blue with iconic silver bottom. So Tom Clausen Jr., bro, I have thought about that color. I really have. I have thought about that color, and it would be freaking epic. Red interior, man. Now, my wife argues the fact that the red interior could work. Although I do somewhat agree with her, I don't know if it's anything that I really want to do. I don't know. I mean, what's your opinion if we did go some type of bright blue with a red interior? I'm not too sure about that. But I would like to know your opinions on it. Kent Lovelace, member for 5 months, says, have these seats for you. I'm working in Dothan, working on Monday unless something changes. So Kent, if you're working in Dothan, I'm like right here, 5 minutes away from Dothan. Yeah, we can do something on the seats, man. We've been talking back and forth through email, and he's got a set of nice red seats that just need to be cleaned up. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Just send me another email. All right, so T-Top Thomas, which has been a member for 7 freaking months. He's got the gold fox head. The gold fox head is the ultimate. Like, he's been here the longest. He has seniority, okay? If you guys know what I mean. So this guy's got seniority here. He's got the Cobra package, and he just simply says, what's up? So that's what's up. All right. So I guess I'll do a shameless plug here. Guys, we have a join button down below. It's truly helped our channel out. It has helped me buy the things that we need to buy for this channel when you become a member. What can I offer you as a member? Not a whole lot. What I do is I try to give you guys a video a day early, or either at bare minimum a few hours early before everybody else sees it. And, we get to kind of conversate back and forth a little bit up until everybody else sees it. So if you ever click on one of my videos and you think you're going to be first and you're not a member, guess what? You're never going to be first. The members are first because they see it first, and all of their comments and everything else and their views carry on over into whenever I actually publish it. So if you guys are interested, it truly does help the channel out. I really do appreciate it. It's this time of year where views are kind of down, and I'm not in the best spirits. I'm not putting out the best content right now. So having you members really does help, and I appreciate each and every one of you so much. It allows us to buy new parts and things like that for the channel. All right, blue and silver is a fan favorite. Blue and silver is, so what were the thoughts with the red interior? Now, Brutal didn't paint Explorer upper or lower intake. What color, sir? Didn't you paint? Oh, so Bama50 asked what color I painted that Explorer intake. It was some off-the-shelf O'Reilly's paint. Ultra blue is the way to go, man. Reef blue. Oh, man. Dude, have you guys seen the Reef blue? Was it Reef? Yeah. The Reef blue two-tone GT with the black Celines. Oh, my God. It's on Instagram. Or not on Instagram. It's just on Google Images. If you type in two-tone Mustang or two-tone Fox body, it'll come up. Oh, trust me, I thought about it. But I just don't know. I've been watching the Swiss cheese white Fox. I meant to say do the interior darker red. Now, David, that is something that I have considered. You can tweak the interior color of these cars. Don't ever think you're stuck with whatever comes factory. So the interior color of my car is scarlet red. Over time, it becomes more of a Um, well, there you go. Altoids burgundy, maroon, whatever you want to call it, kind of color. Now, anything can be blended and tweaked. I have done this before, and trust me, it works. So many people want to steer clear of vinyl dye or SEM dye in general. Let me tell you, it can wake your interior up. What we typically use is, what's the color we use? Anybody remember what the color red I use? There's actually two colors that I use, that I blend with. One color is like a fire red from SEM, and the other is Napa red. So Napa red is the darker of the reds. If you're wanting to brighten your interior up more to a factory look, you're gonna go with the fire something. I can't remember. I've got it in one of my videos. There's a little, like, one shade brighter of a red that you can go with. The issue that you're gonna run into is everything in the car has faded into a maroon color, right? You're gonna have to take your time with this, and you're gonna have to do some blending. Believe it or not, you can actually spray this vinyl dye, this SEM dye, on the fabric of your seats. And the reason being because it's very thin. This stuff is not paint, it is dye. So with your tweed seats, you can actually put a light mist coat on and bring the brighter reds back out of your seats. So trust me, you can alter the color of your interior. If you look back at some of the pictures and some of the videos that I had of Andrew's car back whenever I had it, that interior really freaking popped. It was more of a bright cherry red than a maroon. That's because I tweaked it with some SEM dye. I love scarlet red. Wish my Fox had it. LX base interior with gray has nothing. So you guys know I love red interior. Now, I wouldn't pick red interior every single time. If I wanted a blue Fox body, gray interior would be my go-to. It would obviously not be red interior. But I will say this. So red interior is something more that, I'm going to use this term because you guys can understand what I'm saying. The boomers can appreciate, right? A vintage type look is what you're going to get with your red interior. Now, if you're a little younger and you've never got a chance to experience the beautiful red interior that used to come in the first generation Fox bodies, or not Fox bodies, but Mustangs, then you probably just can't appreciate the worn out maroon color that these red interiors are today. If you were alive back in the time, though, where they were more of a brighter red because they fade over time, I promise you it's something that you kind of long for, because it's, there again, something that we got away from. I love scarlet red, Jared says. Unless you paint it white and silver or black, it's going to be tough matching the red interior. True. White, black, silver is going to be the best way to match, or either any red. Any red combo period will match. There again, if this car had the red interior out of the Project Fox, it wouldn't match too good, right? Because it would literally look brown in comparison to that. That's where you need to step it up a little bit and re-dye your interior. Seats and all, guys. Seats and all. Red Fire. I do not like Red Fire. Red Fire is horrible. Sorry if anybody owns a Red Fire Mustang. I'll say this. Hold on. Let me back up. I always stick my foot in my mouth. Okay. Red Fire in factory form is horrible. It blows. Red Fire with a respray looks really good to me. Oh, just like Calypso. I cannot stand Calypso in factory form. But for whatever reason, whenever you respray Calypso, it gets a little darker. It gets a little more, has a little more depth to it. And it just looks awesome. So, not saying that looks, I'm almost, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm tired of the Calypso. I'm ready to do something different with that. But, yeah, Red Fire is not really one of my favorites. Red interior just won't mesh well with blue exterior. So that's what Pimp says. And I agree, man. I mean, Could you do it if you had a custom interior with bright red leather, high back, Recaro seats? Sure, you could pull anything off that way. But a factory style barn red interior is just not going to look good with a beautiful blue exterior. Two-tone is great on the GT. I agree, Wes, and I think that's one of the benefits of having the GT is the two-tone. Now, they look great, solid color as well, but okay. So the Real Fox Body Addict says red on red is a lot. Red on red is hot. I think that's what you meant to say. You misspelled hot. Red on red is freaking hot if you've got the interior to match the exterior color, which is a problem. The colors that these interiors fade to are very deceiving. We think that that's the color that they were back whenever they were new, but they weren't. They were actually a very bright color. I can take you guys over to the Project Fox, and it literally looks brownish burgundy right now. And it's hard to get it back the way that it was. You put your new carpet in it, and you're going to realize, oh shit, like my seats are really, really dark and dull. But there is a way to fix that. Now, with that being said, I do want to talk about the TMI and the Acme seat covers. I actually want to ask your opinion, okay? For those of you who have experienced it and seen it, what are your thoughts on TMI Scarlet Red interior or Acme Scarlet Red? Which ones do you guys prefer? I've only seen the TMI and I wasn't too impressed with it. But if I'm not mistaken, the Acme actually looks more period correct, or am I wrong? You guys fill me in. Black with a red stripe off the hood coming down like a Boss Mustang. Automotive Addiction says. That is definitely an option. Pretty sure Kirker has black with bluish metal flake. Wonder. So Jared Wilkins says, pretty sure Kirker has a black with a bluish metal flake. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. Also a sucker for Cabernet Red Fox bodies. Debating on painting my LX instead of respraying metallic black. All right, Jared. So Jared WH. Really? So Cabernet was like the worst color ever. But I will say this. Cabernet to me was a horrible color in stock form. When you put the right wheels and the right stance, Cabernet is freaking beautiful. It's definitely something on my list. But it's weird to me how the color of the car doesn't matter so much. It goes back to what I was talking about earlier. It's all about the stance and the wheels, right? Let's take, for instance, I really can't think of anything that the gold wheels wouldn't really look good on. But like the gold wheels that are, let me just unplug you guys real quick. Let's walk around, okay? It's going to be loud for just a second. Okay, so let's look at these cars. Now, you guys have not seen this yet, but I do have the 18s on the retro. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't like them that much. Not as much as I thought I would. All right, so let's go over here. So on specific cars, these gold wheels would just not look good, right? So what I'm trying to say here is, depending on your wheel tire stance combination, you can make any color work. So I have a buddy of mine, Gary Bunch. He drag races. Some of you guys probably know him. He used to have like we call it Pepto-Bismol pink, but it was actually more of like a pink with blue pearl in it. Beautiful car, but you would think that would be a horrible color. Well, it all depended on, how it was set up. He had his car set up right wheels, right. This car was beautiful. Looked awesome. You can't pull that off with a stock Fox body. You're going to have to slam it. You're going to have to put the right wheels on. So that got me to thinking, the Cabernet Red is, I know we have a red and silver, but the Cabernet Red is different And what I would like to prove to you guys is that the color of your car doesn't matter as much as you think it does. The stance matters more than anything, which I'm going to prove to you guys in the next video. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this car, we're going to cut some springs. Cut the springs. Yes, you heard me. We're not going to go out and buy a set of springs for this car, which you can. That's perfectly fine. But you'll get a good ride quality out of cut springs. And I don't think a lot of people know that. But I want to show you how many coils I cut off, how I go about doing it, and we're going to put some new wheels on the car. I have a brand new set of wheels that I do not own that we're going to put on this Project Fox. And I want to show you guys that it's more about the stance and the wheel combination than it is anything else. Your paint color is irrelevant. I think most all of us have seen the Patina look. Let's think about the Patina look. What is that actually? It's a horrible paint job, right? It's when your paint starts to flake off or fade over time and start to rust. But we love it, right? We see it and we think, oh man, that is so cool. But why do you think it's cool? You take that exact car, put it back at stock height, put some skinny ass black wheels on it like a spare tire, and tell me if that car looks good. I can guarantee you 1000% that it will not look nowhere near as good. Like it'll actually be horrible. But you slam it, you put the wheels on it, it's gonna look good. So I'm not gonna harp on that a whole lot, but that is going to be more of the title and the storyline in my next video, because I want people to know that although you may want to respray your car and you think this color is really going to pop or going to do this or that, I think you might want to focus on your wheel tire setup first, right? That combination and the stance of your car before anything, because I feel like that's more important. But with all that being said, in this box right here, in these boxes, we've got some new wheels for the car. So does anybody want to guess what wheels we have? Patina and stock wheels. So my brother-in-law says Patina and stock wheels. Yes, Patina stock wheels does not look the best. Okay, it just doesn't. It's kind of cringe-worthy, right? All right. So real quick, hold on. I do want to show you guys this. All right, so when you think of red interior Fox bodies, you think of something that kind of pops, right? At least like the red that's right there. At least, at bare minimum. Maybe even some of you think of that red, right? Let me show you what happens to this interior over time. Look at this burgundy maroon stuff we got going on here. Oh, and actually it looks a little brighter on camera than what it actually does, but I promise you that it is not this bright, right? You can see it more over here. All right, so what my job is to bring this interior back to life. Make that red slap you in the face when you see it. Like, oh God, I don't like that. That's too bright. That's what I want it to be, right? What I don't want it to be is that dull maroon burgundy crap. So my brother-in-law, Keith Bailey, that just commented earlier, they have a beautiful 65 Mustang that has freaking a bright red interior, and I love it. And I think that's where a lot of people probably get that sour taste in their mouth as they see these worn out interiors. They're dark, they fade over time. Let me get to the point of the next video that you will see. Like I said, it's kind of a hidden message, hidden clue in this. This is what I want you to know. I want you to know that the color of your car really doesn't matter that much. I've seen titty pink, Pepto-Bismol pink cars, doo-doo brown, metallic cars that look freaking killer. I've seen cars with rust holes that big in it and patinaed up that look freaking awesome. You're worried about the color of your car? Maybe you should worry more about the stance and the wheels. I cannot stress this enough. That's way cheaper than getting a new paint job. And I understand some of your paint jobs aren't the best. But look, as a car guy, when I see you drive by, if your car's sitting money and it's sitting on some nice wheels, brother, I ain't too worried about the paint, okay? You can throw a brand new paint job. I mean slick, buddy, I'm talking like wet sanded, buffed, candy blue, candy red, and put you a set of little janky ass wheels on it from Sears and see if anybody cares about your car. They're gonna laugh at you. Take that same car, strip it down to bare metal, let it rust up, even like have some rust holes in it, put some wheels on it, some tires in the right stance. They're gonna think it's money. All right, so I hope that I have proved my point to you. And I understand that a lot of you want paint jobs and you want to do this and that. That's fine. If you want it, then get out there and do it yourself. That's really what we're about to get into when we get into this Project Fox. I want to remind you guys that you can do anything that you want to do. Your boy didn't always have the equipment that you see around me. I was doing this shit before I had all this equipment. I still don't even have a decent air compressor, by the way. Like I've got a, what is that, a 33-gallon Craftsman oilless. It's junk. I need to buy an air compressor. What I'm trying to say is, what I wanted to show you in this next video, in this next series of videos, when we start on the Project Fox, is that you can do so much more than what you think you can do. You don't think that you can get out and paint your own car. You don't think you can do the body work. Now, some people just aren't cut out for it. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that everybody can do it. But if you want to do it and it keeps you up at night, chances are you can. All right, let me go back real quick because you guys, this was way before the channel ever started. So back around 2001, I painted a dark blue Fox body that I had solid white. I had a, God, I don't even know, like a 30-gallon Craftsman oilless air compressor, different than this one, okay? I was only in a garage, and I didn't even have an air sander. I went to Walmart, and I bought a electric sander. And I sanded and did every bit of that body work to that car with the sander. Now, I will at some point include, because I do have some pictures of this car before and after, and even during the process. I may even have that old electric palm sander in my hand. Every bit of the body work that was done to that car was done with an electric sander. Okay, I painted that car in a booth, but I rented the booth. It wasn't something that I owned. I think I paid $100 to rent it. Used Omni paint and Omni Clear, which is like water if you guys have ever sprayed it. It's horrible. But that car turned out beautiful. Okay, and at that point, I learned that, you know what, it wasn't perfect, but damn, that car got looks. Everywhere I went, everybody wanted to talk to me about the car. Everybody wanted to buy it or whatever the case may be. And I'm thinking, that's weird. I didn't have a professional shop. I had shitty equipment, but all I had was the will to want to do this and want to prove to myself that I could do it. And that's what really, honestly inspired me to be, to do what I'm doing today, I'll say, to be where I'm at, was that. And I want to remind you guys, because it's been a while. It's been since we've done the Calypso. I want to remind you that you can do all of this stuff, right? The excuse of I don't have a shop or I don't have a garage. Granted, it does cause some complications, but you can still do the same thing in the driveway. I've done it. I lived on a dirt road with not a stitch of concrete or asphalt for miles. I changed motors out. I built them. I at least did door jambs and stuff before I took anything over to my dad's house to actually paint it. Like I did all that stuff there, right? Little shitty air compressors and stuff from Walmart that I was using to do this stuff. Trust me, you can do it. That's all I'm saying. And I want you to understand that you don't have to get on Facebook and Instagram and all these different places and ask for, ask for people to like you. Like, their approval. That's not what this is about. I want you guys to know that you can do this yourself. So I'm going to show you once again, 2 more times. We got 2 more times with this. We're going to do the Project Fox first, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do the 65. And I want to prove to you with these two cars, once again, if you've not learned in 4 cars that we've done, really 5, if you've not learned then, you're never going to learn. You're never going to learn that you can do this shit. Now, some of you could care less about painting your own car, doing your own work. I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking to the guys that like want to do it, but they're just like, I don't know. Nah, no more of that. You can do it. Paint Society on YouTube. Paint Society and the Gunman and a lot of other people can give you a ton of information on how you can better yourself and use shitty, cheap guns. The stuff everybody told you you can't use from Harbor Freight, you can use. Guess what my dad, Papa T, uses? You know that Black Widow gun that Harbor Freight sells? Yeah, that's what he uses now. It's a great freaking gun. Let me show you something. Anybody know what this gun is? Very expensive gun. I spent YouTube money on this. The money that you guys like made, yeah. I bought a $600 gun. It's a Harbor Freight gun. I use this 90% of the time. Now, if I'm doing an overall spray, don't get me wrong, I'm going to use my GTI. But I use this stuff. Never let anybody tell you that you can't do a good job, a good paint job, or whatever the case may be with some Harbor Freight stuff. You can go to Harbor Freight and you can buy yourself a damn air compressor, like dryers, all that stuff, and even a gun, and do all your own stuff. Back whenever I did Children of the Fox video, I had a lot of people sending me pictures and things like that in of cars that they had painted themselves, and I was freaking blown away by some of the paint jobs that people did in a driveway. I mean, blown away. Guys, look, I say this all the time, and I truly mean it, but I need you to completely understand what I'm saying. What I always tell you, the internet's a bad place. The internet is sometimes a good place as well. There's a lot of stuff you can research on YouTube and things like that. What I mean by the internet's a bad place is that the internet is a bad place if you're looking for approval. If you want people to love you and like you and do, you're in the wrong spot, buddy, because the internet is not the place for that. Here's Andrew. Look, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up here pretty soon because Andrew doesn't do the whole like live stream thing. But look, I promise you, you can do so much more with the equipment that you can buy from Lowe's and Home Depot and Harbor Freight and things like that. I promise you it'll work. You don't have the best of the best. You don't have to have that damn gun that I've got. My dad's $200 Black Widow from Harbor Freight works just as good as my gun. We'll probably use that whenever I spray my car. Okay? But anyway. All right. So everybody's still talking about color combinations. Okay. So Lewis says 145 watching. Hit that like button. Absolutely, man. Hit it. What's Andrew hiding with a black car? It's been MIA. So Justin asked. Well, just so happens Andrew is walking up. So why don't we ask him? I can tell you what's wrong. Andrew.
What up?
These folks want to know. Let me read this comment again. They say, what's Andrew hiding with the black car? It's been MIA. He's got to be up to something.
Nope, just lazy.
There you go. There you go. Just lazy.
The fuel pump, and I just haven't put it in there because I'm lazy.
Yeah. So to get you guys up to speed, like seriously, with Andrew's car, we put the face-plated TKO 500, 600 in it, and nothing really wrong with it. It's a learning curve for sure, but
the day after I put the transmission in, the fuel pump went out, and I was just like,
yeah. So like the day after, so he's not really driven it much.
Messed with the white car a little bit, but
yeah, we did he put the transmission in the white car, so that was pretty cool. So yeah, I'm sorry I didn't read a lot of comments tonight. I just this is what I want you to take from this video, okay? Because I was all over the place tonight. I'm going to show you once again, probably 2 more times, and it's probably going to be it for a while. I'm going to remind you and show you one more time that you can do this. okay? There's been so many people that have emailed me, sent me pictures and things like that and showed me, hey, look, I never thought I could paint. And I did it. You guys know 417 Fox? Yeah, I'm sure you've heard of him. He didn't think he could paint. He didn't know that he could do any of this stuff, but he did it. And I'm gonna tell you something. He's a damn better painter than me. He's freaking awesome. Had no clue he could do it. Some of you aren't cut out for it. Andrew's a good example. He's not cut out for it. He sucks at painting.
It's not wrong.
Actually, it was pretty good. But the point is, like, everybody's not cut out, right? And I get that. I'm not going to tell you that anybody can do it, because if your heart's not in it, you don't bother with painting. Tell them.
Yeah.
It ain't easy. It ain't for you. But if you're passionate enough about it, you can learn how to do it. And the difference is this: you can take a car that you might go pay $5,000 to get painted. Hell, that's pretty reasonable now. I will say $4,000 to go get painted, a good paint job. You can do that at home for $800. Is that not enough of a difference for you? You can literally go buy the equipment that you need to paint this car for less money, and then have that equipment to paint again and again and again. Now, you do need to go through the right steps. You do need to know what you're doing before you get out there and do it, and don't just go throwing paint over paint and not scuff it right, not seal it, not prime it. Like, you need to know what you're doing. But trust me, even for that amount of money, I'd say for $1,000, you can paint your own car. Okay? Hey, got all my trim off today. So, hey, look, sorry guys, I know I didn't read a lot of comments. I wanted you to know we got some stuff coming up. We're about to get started on a Project Fox. It's going to be awesome. Matter of fact, that's what Andrew's over here for tonight. We're about to get started on it. So we're going to go out here and look at our new wheels. Yeah, these new wheels that we got. You guys don't know what they are yet, but me and Papa T are going tomorrow to buy the paint for the Project Fox. I'm ready to get started on this. I know you guys are too. I want to show you once again that a normal guy can pull something out of his ass. And that's what I want to show you. I want to show you that you can do this. I'm going to do it at least one more time. Now, the reason why I say one more time is the 65 is probably gonna take a little while. We can't just jump on that car and it be done. What I can do though with the Fox body is literally jump on this thing and probably show you from start to finish this car realistically in a month. I would like to see it happen a little quicker, but my dad's got some stuff going on in his paint booth right now, so we probably going to be a little bit of a layover here. But I'd like to show you guys in about a month what you can get accomplished. And that's off and on work. It literally could be done in a weekend. If I'm being completely honest, you could grind it out from a Friday to a Sunday evening, and you could have this car painted and beautiful and ready to go. But be ready for it if you do that. Let's get a sneak peek at them wheels. You guys want to see them wheels? Should I show them the wheels?
No.
Andrew says no. I can't show you guys the wheels. Just know, and I'm going to leave on this, just know that I'm going to show you something that you have seen 1,000 times before. I'm going to show you a paint scheme, a combo that you've seen 1,000 times. But hopefully, if it works out, I want to show you the best version of that you've seen. Okay? Celine wheels. Now, Andrew said we can't show you guys the wheels. In the next video, though, coming out Friday, I will show you guys the wheels. Hey, we're going to cut the springs on that Fox body back there for $0. And that bitch is going to sit right. I'll see you guys in the next video.